Greetings from Quebec City in the province of Quebec, Canada. And I'm actually running right on the St. Lawrence River today. This is episode 7, Train Your Brain. And the goal is to really make sure that you control the thoughts that come out of your mind and orient them in a very positive direction, because as you know, your brain can do funky things. It's looking to survive. It's looking to find ways to lessen the pain and so forth. So, how do you focus your brain? How do you consciously control those thoughts? I call it a crazy monkey, because when you're not paying attention, it's doing all kinds of things and you drift in and out of daydreams. And most of the time that can be counterproductive on your runs. And especially on a 100-miler, where things really start to happen, including eventually potential hallucinations. So the brain's powerful. Use it in a way that you deem will help you rather than negatively impact you. So I've got a number of suggestions that you can use as you do your preparations, and use these during your trainings so you can perfect them. So first of all, suggestion number 1 is on the race, once the race starts, talk to the people around you, of similar pace. Obviously, you don't want to get in over your head, as we discussed in the previous episode. That distracts you, focuses you, and you don't get into those negative situations, because most of the people around you are quite inspirational, and you inspire them. You're going to count on them later on, and the time flies by when you do that. Just watch your pace, though. Just stay within your planned run. Suggestion number 2, talk to yourself. And you're going to do a lot of that during training, especially if you're not in a club or running with others. Talking to yourself is important. And so, do you talk to yourself out loud? Do you talk, in your head? And we all know what that's all about. We all do it. But you can perfect that, right? So, left on control, your thoughts and the voice that you use tends to be negative. I have aches and pains. I don't know if I can do this. It's too cold. All these negative thoughts. You got to turn them in a way that's productive. Celebrate the small goals that you've achieved. Maybe that mile marker, mile marker 10, mile marker 20. There might be a station coming up with warm food and warm drink, and it might be cold. You celebrate reaching that. Lots of positive things that you can think about and share with yourself. And it sounds a little nutty, but believe me, in this case, nutty positive is better than nutty negative. So go with the positive. So those are the first 2 suggestions. The third one is play music. If you are allowed in your race in the first half to use music, go ahead and do it, especially inspirational music. And I'm not talking about one type of inspirational music. Whatever moves you. For some people, it's inspirational religious music. Others, it's going to be hard rock, or all kinds of crazy beats and so forth. Maybe Brazilian music. For myself, my playlist would include Green Day, The Killers, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Lady Gaga, John Cougar Mellencamp. So, everybody has different tastes. Just be careful that rhythm and that beat doesn't take you out of your planned pacing, because that could be bad. Last time I ran 100, I got into a stretch where AC/DC came on the playlist with Thunderstruck, and of course that'll get you going. And it was 1:30 in the morning. It was about mile 72, and I was dragging a little bit, but boy, did that lift me. And I got to this downhill spot, and ran like a bat out of hell down the hill as they got thunderstruck. So, but I got blisters out of that, so it wasn't good. It wasn't productive. It took me out of my pace. Moment of insanity, but a lot of fun in hindsight. So find your own music and practice with it. So let's look at a few others. You can sing, right? We all have our favorite songs that we like to sing that are emotional or inspiring, much like the music, right? So whether you sing in your own head, sing softly to yourself, or sing to others as you run. In my last 100-miler, I had a gentleman who, the first 50, he was talking to everybody. It looked like he was on vacation. It was amazing. I thought, oh, wow. And he's dropping back and, he's going really slowly. And lo and behold, the second 50 miles, he starts singing. And, he unashamedly just having a ball, singing some of his favorite songs greeting people as he goes by. And some people joined in. It was kind of a party kind of atmosphere. And next thing you know, his speed picked up. So, I've never really seen that before. And he ended up beating me. So it works, right? So singing. Motivation is the next suggestion. Looking at your motivation. Why are you doing this? We talked about that in one of the first episodes. And motivation is critical. In some of the races I've seen interesting ways in which to remind the runners of their inspiration. One gentleman was running with an American flag, a huge flag, 3 foot by 5 foot, no small flag. He had a holster around his waist, and he had the flag out in front of him for the whole 100 miles. And he was a younger gentleman, probably at 28 to 30. But I don't know how he held that flag up for all that time. He was running. I talked to him. He was running to support and remember fallen veterans of the U.S. military. And what a noble and motivational reason to keep running. And he did great. And the last suggestion I have is just experience. Use your training. Train that inner voice. Train that crazy monkey to do what you want to do, and don't let him control you. Find ways to do all the suggestions, if you can, that I just mentioned, because you don't want to find out on race day suddenly, that your crazy thoughts, your crazy monkey dominates. Tame him. Put him in his place, and make sure that that crazy monkey is helping you in a positive way and in a positive direction at critical times. And so, those are the 6 categories of suggestion that I have in this regard, and I hope they're helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the following episodes 8 through 12. And again, just a reminder, if anybody wants to join at the end of the year, I will be running at the Across the Years 100-miler on the 29th and 30th of December in Phoenix, Arizona. So let me know.